Welcome back to Planet LIZZDOM, everybody. I'm so happy to see you. My name is LIZZDOM. I'm an artist and an entrepreneur and an entertainer. And like many of you, I'm stuck here in lockdown during this crazy global pandemic. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to make a new stage because it hasn't left. It's just changed. And, like any other performance, there's always hiccups and adventure that happens prior to showtime. Just now, I had a heck of a time getting my guest into the studio. For whatever reason, my screen wasn't showing up on her computer and her screen wasn't showing up on my computer. And literally we had 15 seconds to pull it all together and we did it. And I'm so happy to see all of you. For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. For those of you joining me again, welcome back. I already have comments in the comments section. This is so fantastic. I can't believe that I'm already on week 7 with this show. It's going by so fast. I can't even believe that the interest is and response is so wonderful. I mean, to each and every one of you tuning in every week now, I'm so glad and grateful for your attendance. And I totally encourage all of you, participate, rock the comments tonight. We have a lot of really great things to cover, and I love your support and your participation. It's really, really important, and you guys are important. And that's why I'm doing this show. I had someone asking me the other day, why are you doing this? And the simple answer is that I think a lot of us, feel very alone right now. We're hitting probably our 50th pandemic wall, lots of fatigue. And as creators, we probably feel a little alone, a little burnt out, a little bit fed up, and really just very lost. And my purpose of the show is to make a destination for you to come to every week, something to look forward to. Maybe you have some questions you want to ask. Maybe you are a creator and you'd like to come on the show and share your experience and your thoughts and your hopes and your fears and the good, the bad, and the ugly of it all. And this show is really designed for you to remind you that you're not alone in this and that, we can survive. And more importantly, we can thrive, which is why I'm so excited to bring this guest on for you this week. She's one of my favorite ghoulies. I have the biggest spooky crush on her. I think she's fantastic. I mean, if Norman Rockwell were going to paint the epitome of, spooky wholesomeness, this would be her. Not only is she wildly talented, she's also incredibly kind, and I think kindness is very important. And I really am so excited to introduce you to one of my new favorite ghoulies that I've just started to get to know during this pandemic. Everybody, please give a really warm welcome to Thea Munster. Hi, Thea.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming on this show. That was a wild ride leading up to showtime.
Yeah, I thought it was some spookiness going on around here, so you just never know.
Maybe your house is very much like our house, but I'm sure you probably have some visitors.
For sure, and I know you do. Actually, I've seen that online.
Absolutely. I typically will walk around the house and just cut a deal with everybody that if they want to be a part of the show, they can. Just don't mess with my tech.
I invite them. I'm like, come on, here's my Ouija board, opening the door, come on in.
Do you think maybe either one of us will see an orb tonight?
Fingers crossed.
Cool.
I hope so.
Actually, it would be really cool if it went in through my camera and then whoosh, out through yours.
Wow. Really, right?
That'd be pretty rad. Wow, I don't even know where to begin because there's so much about you that I want to share with everybody. I mean, you have quite the following already. Folks, if you go to Thea's Instagram page, her Facebook page, her band page, you'll see that a lot of people love and adore what she's doing. But for those of you who don't know, describe who you are to us.
I'm a ghoul about town, really. I am like so involved in the horror community, and I always have been, like, since I was very, very young. So I know a lot of people. For a time, I wanted to make horror films, and that really never came about. But I ended up making spooky music. I created the Zombie Walk here, which became like a big phenomena. And yeah, so I'm just living the scream, really.
Oh, I love it, living the scream. You have the best terminology, I swear. You can make everything sound so, like, perfectly spooky. Actually, speaking of wanting to make horror films, I found this photo of you. I believe that's you with George Romero?
Yeah, it is. So I got to meet George quite a few times, and I was actually in a George Romero film. I'm in Survival of the Dead. I'm like a zombie nurse, and you have to like totally pause it to be able to see me.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah, we also did this little like um, background screening for, oh, it's hard to describe what it was. It was like a promo for a film, but he invited me and like 5 other members from the Zombie Walk, and we did this little promo for his film with him. And so that was from that day. And he has always been so kind, like to all of his fans, like all his fans, including me. I was like graced to have known him and have talked to him on many times, and he supported the Zombie Walk. So
Wow, that is so amazing. And a lot of people loved the zombie walk. There's so many comments that I want to start showing you, but for anyone who never got to experience the zombie walk, I grabbed a couple of photos because I got to experience it only once, and it was really cool, and I loved it so much. It was just the best day ever. These are some of the characters that I would see, like Zombie McDonald, Zombie Hosers, my
the
favorite.
makeup,
Someone
it's amazing, right?
so good. And look, you can see someone took the time to knit brains onto that baby's hat. Like that's a brain beanie. That's like those are the coolest parents ever.
Like people would start, yeah, like the year before they would start making their costumes. So they would be telling me like right after the zombie walk what they were going to be the next year, and they would send me pictures throughout like the process. And that was the biggest thing for me, and I really love to be an inspiration to people. So the fact that I could have inspired people to walk as the dead is the biggest thrill to me.
And that is so exciting. To be inspirational like that to others, and to again create an event for them, that's a really, really big deal. And I hope you feel proud of yourself, because it was on everybody. Like everybody talks about it still to this day. They hear Thea Munster like zombie walk, it's so good.
It was so, I'm really, really proud of it. And I'm so grateful people came, because it was like this random idea, and I didn't know if anyone would dress up with me. And the first year I just put flyers all over Toronto. I didn't really know anyone. And
Okay.
7 people showed up, and I was like, this is amazing. And then the next year it was 12. And then gradually it was like 20,000 people. And I would just look at the zombies and like tears would be in my eyes, because I couldn't believe I was living my vision, so.
And I have to say, I'm getting goosebumps right now. One of my favorite moments of the zombie walk that I did, and I think it was the last one that you had done, was watching people dressed up as the Umbrella Corporation herding us along the road.
Yeah. So we actually worked with the city, and we got an agreement with the city that they could be our official security. So they would actually talk with the police and like organize it, so I didn't have to pay for like extra like security, because my bills were already like so high. And it's just a group of fans that really like to dress up like that. So they did it.
They did such a great job. Like, again, I have actual chills. Like my webcam isn't good enough for you to see, but I got goosebumps. It was a good time.
I'm so glad you liked it.
Oh, you know what? Donna has a really great question for you. She says, what was the first horror movie that really scared you?
Okay, the first one that scared me is totally different than the first one that I fell in love with, because the first one I fell in love with was Night of the Living Dead, of course. But the one that really, first movie that scared me so bad was The Changeling.
We just watched it. It's so good.
You did? I haven't watched it in a long time.
Oh,
but yeah, now I think I tried to rewatch it, and I was like, oh, this is like not that scary. But when I was a kid, that ball that comes like bouncing down the stairs, it was just terrifying.
I actually have a story about that. My brother, he's 7 years older than I am, 9 years older than my sister. We were watching The Changeling with our neighbor, having a sleepover, as you do when you're 13 years old or whatever. And right in that scene, he actually took a ball that looks exactly like that and threw it against the back window behind us. Boom! And we went outside and we saw the ball. We're like, ah, freaking out.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I would totally do that. I would be that person to do that
Oh,
for sure.
absolutely. It's become legendary now.
Yeah, get out your webcam. Somebody got to do that.
Okay, I want to make sure I stay on track here because there's so many amazing things I want to cover. Um, Now, obviously, we have to talk about it because we're still living it. I've started calling it BC and AC, before COVID and then after COVID,
Makes sense.
right? Before Christ,
Yeah.
after Christ, before COVID, after COVID. Um, Rewind back a year. You know, when was the lockdown official for you, and what were you doing when that happened?
It was very strange because my husband and I went to Mardi Gras and we came back and of course we had heard little like kind of talks about a pandemic and that sort of thing, but we didn't think much of it. And then when we came back, we were in the airport and it was like all these people were wearing masks and I was like, this is really surreal. And that was the first time I kind of knew. And then we had a gig like a week after with Night Chill. It was our first gig. It was March 13th, Friday the 13th. And it was the day after that, everything shut down. So we always say that's the first and last gig ever Night Chill had. So
Oh man.
yeah, and the posters were still up till like even like they were up until summer at some point. You could see like it looked like very apocalyptic, and there's this one Night Chill poster like hanging in the breeze.
Yes. In a way that's kind of beautiful, kind of poetic. I managed to find this off the internet. Night Chill. It's funny. I was trying to grab some things for it, but you guys do have really good privacy settings. So I'm very impressed.
Well, all the songs though on our Bandcamp are free. So
Okay.
yeah, anyone can go up there and download it. You can make a donation if you want.
Awesome, guys. Go to Bandcamp for sure. I guess I was just so focused on ripping videos because that's my new favorite thing right now. I love having that element in the show.
Yeah,
But yeah, bandcamp.com,
sorry.
guys, go check it out. And yeah, it's really important that we are supporting you guys because you're an amazing band. I really enjoyed what you guys were doing with Blood Opera this past year. You've done a couple of their episodes now.
Yeah. So the one actually, like we've been kind of involved in 3, but really involved in the Halloween one for sure.
Awesome. Oh, and you know what? I'm being told that I can steal the graphics from Spotify and Redbubble too. Good to know. Thank you guys. Because I may need that in the future. Thank you. Actually, if I could, I would love to play. Oh, what was that video? The one that you did with Night of the, or was it for Halloween Funhouse 2?
Sure.
Yeah. Let me find it. All of a sudden, I'm forgetting where in my studio the videos lie. It's sometimes a bit disorienting when you're the host and the producer. All right, here it is. I love this one. Oh man, I was so into that. I forgot that the video stopped.
Yeah, it's probably just like the 30-second sample from Instagram. Or yeah, that was amazing. We got to do that song. It was just such a thrill that they even asked us to do that. So, and if I had my computer here, which I didn't because of the snow stuff, I would send you that. But yeah, it was wild.
Oh, that's all good. Actually, we have a question from a viewer saying, "How did you learn to play the theremin? Because that's not easy."
No, I'm surprised that it happened before the pandemic, honestly, because I was thinking now would be the perfect time because you can't go out at all.
Yeah.
My husband got me the theremin like 5 years ago. I always wanted to play the theremin, And for about a year, it was like honestly just making sounds. And then one day I just said, okay, I'm just going to dedicate myself to this. And I did look online. I just really couldn't find a lot of good instructionals. I guess you can pay for some books and stuff, but there wasn't really like a lot. So honestly, I just spent a few hours a day like learning, and it got, it took me 6 months to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Like it really was tedious and terrible, but I like to torture myself. It's something I just do. I don't know why. Well, I mean, it is an amazing instrument. It really is. Once you get it, like once it clicks in your brain, that's it. Then it's just like technique. Because once you understand, like, and your body just processes everything, it's like you just know. Strange.
Well, I mean, you make it look so easy.
Some of the early videos, like my facial expression, or people are like, "You're so mean," and I'm like, "That's my concentration face." Or I'm like staring, like, they're like, "You're staring right at me," and I'm like, "No, I was just concentrating."
I know that face. I think it's called Zoom face now.
Oh, really?
Where people just like stare down the barrel of the camera. They're just like.
I know. I always do like a tilt because I'm like, I don't want to look into my eyes.
Well, it's funny. For me, my webcam is here, but my screen is down here. So I'm trying to, connect with you and our viewers, but at the same time, I'm trying to see what's happening.
Right.
I'm having teleprompter envy.
Yeah, totally. No, you need, like, I think I've been on some bigger chats, like, where, like, I'm not involved in them, but they have a moderator who's, like, doing all the tech stuff. And, like, that's, like, pretty cool. Like, I think, if you could get to that point where you have somebody, like, moderating it. But
Yeah.
you're doing everything. Like, that's DIY, like, to the core.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's as DIY as it gets. I have a really great question here from Mars, actually. He is a filmmaker and a DJ out of Los Angeles. And he's saying, hi, great stuff. When and where in LA do you do the zombie walk when the lockdown isn't on? He's hoping that you might be able to do it there. Also, being a theremin player, has your musical paths ever crossed with Armin Ra, or have you done shows together?
No, I don't know. Oh, wait, I know who Armin Ra is. Yeah, I do. I follow him on Instagram. And the music, like, Armin Ra creates is, like, beautiful soundscapes. I almost think it's, like, too beautiful for me. Like, I think I have more of a, I think I'm really rough with the theremin. Like, I might be a punk rock thereminist. Like, I don't know. But, I could try and go gentle to play with them. Definitely.
I feel like that maybe is a really good segue for you to play us a little something, because I know you've got your theremin with you today.
Yeah, for sure. Will you do the snaps?
Oh yeah, I'll do I'm going to do my best to pay attention and do the snaps.
Okay, I'm going to give it a try. I've only been learning it for 2 days, but
okay.
We tried.
Did I get the plot? I know, I won't quit my day job. Oh my gosh. No, but that's a really great example of how that takes technique and understanding of how the theremin works to be able to play it. My hat's off to you. Like that's not an easy instrument to learn at all.
No, well, I know Mysterium plays it though. Like your boyfriend plays the theremin as well. So it's really cool when I get to meet other theremin players, and it's just such a rare thing that.
It is. Well, maybe when things open back up, you can come over and we can have a theremin party.
I'm totally down.
Oh my God, it'd be so cool.
Yeah, total jam night. It'll drive the neighbors crazy.
Oh, they would love it. We were playing Judas Priest on Volume 11 last night, and they were asking us to turn it up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're just like, they were like, we love this band. This is so good. All right. We're very lucky.
You're very lucky for sure.
Let's see, what else do I want to brag about you guys about all the amazing things that you're doing? Okay, so COVID happens, you're in lockdown. Because we're in round 2 right now, so there was a bit of a time when it opened up. What have you guys been up to?
Lots of stuff.
Well, because
catching up on movies. Like, honestly, I honestly feel like, you know, when I said I torture myself with the theremin, I do that with everything in my life. Like, I definitely think that I go hard with everything. So I keep myself busy around the clock. Like, I basically have my whole day scheduled. So for me, it was kind of a good forcing myself to step back and take some time and chill. And there had been a list of movies that I wanted to see for years and years and years. So I've been catching up on movies if I can find them. We also dug out all our old VHS that we had, like, hidden away, and then we had some in our attic. So we made like special VHS shelves for them. And we have just been honestly like catching up with movies and making music. And also, I have a cat that I train to walk, so we have to go on walks every day. And
oh, I'm so glad you talked about Erie.
Yeah, I wanted to get him up, but he would not get up for this. So,
well, this is a great segue into a new segment that I have called "The Cuteness It Burns."
I love it. I love it.
I mean, I have to say, I'm such a huge fan of Erie. I mean, your walks with him are just amazing. Like, look at this photo that you took of him. What? Sit still for that, you know? Like
I tombstone too.
Like don't tell Jack, but I think he's just absolutely adorable and hilarious. Like, he's the coolest cat ever.
Yeah, well, you know, he's definitely a COVID cat because I went out for the day yesterday. So I went for a long drive and all this. And then when I came home, he was very upset. Like, I got the cold shoulder because he's used to me being around all the time. And I take him for walks and, oh, Lucy, I like that. Yeah. I take him for walks and I just, you know, we spend so much time together. Like, we're connected. Like, I've never had a cat like, I mean, I've been connected with all my cats, but this is crazy, like, to the extent.
Oh, he's amazing. I mean, I have to play this because it's just, I've watched it probably 20 times. It is the cutest thing ever, but it's Erie playing your theremin. Oh, I love it. It's just,
I love he's like picked up that there's an arm movement to it. And then he like tried to do it or something. And then that at the end when he like plays it, then he's like, where did that come from? Like,
he is very intelligent. Like, what a smart kitty. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, my friend found that cat in the middle of a field who's just like a couple weeks old, so I hand raised him.
Really?
So, yeah, and just abandoned. There was like no other cats around. Like, we don't know where he came from. He couldn't have been a dump because he was like really far from the road. And so it was just, and it was like 3 days after my other cat passed away that I was really connected to as well. So it was a strange encounter for sure. And I think,
yeah, it's funny how the cats and animals in general will come into your life at the most uncanny of times.
Yeah, it's so bizarre.
You know, he's a little dark angel. He's so cute.
He is. He's evil though too, for sure.
Oh, he's a cat. He has to be. Does he get the zoomies at 3 a.m? Like, does he sit on your face when he wants food?
He's a biter. He's a biter, and he's
Oh.
like very aggressive, like very aggressive.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, cats are really good at getting their point across.
Yeah, for sure.
Something I wanted to kind of highlight, and this I think is just the coolest thing ever, and it has nothing to do with art or music, but it has to do with the fact that this made my Christmas and my Halloween. Your house with the gigantic skeleton. I mean, I would literally see Facebook posts about people getting this giant skeleton, and I would think, oh man, I wish I had that. That's the coolest thing ever. And here you are, you have it, and you're decorating your house, and you left it up for Christmas. It was great.
Yes, we did. It's still up there right now. So we're looking for a large set of bunny ears that we can put on it, but
oh my gosh, I'll keep an eye out. That would look so cool. That would look amazing. I especially love that the newspapers ran a story about it.
I like that. I love that somebody complained about it too. Like a Christian, they were like, they're not Christmas people, blah, blah, blah. So it was funny.
Have they never seen I think it's Ukrainian Christmas spiders? There's a lot of things for Christmas that are creepy. Like,
exactly.
Skeleton with lights. It's great. Yeah. Now, obviously we don't know when COVID is going to end or when this lockdown will finish, but being a creative person that you are, and you're probably like me, you can't sit still. Do you have anything in plans or coming in the pipeline that you can share with us that you're up to, or things that you want to be doing?
Yeah, I'm actually in a film coming out, Girl with a Straight Razor, and it's a Chris Alexander film. So I play Lady Death in it, and that'll be coming out pretty soon online. I'm not sure where it will be released, but if you follow my page, I'll be putting that out. So I'm really excited because I'm a big fan of Chris Alexander and the films he's done. So, and it was cool because he decided to do a film with only a couple of people because of COVID and the lockdown. But so I'm excited to see how it develops and how it turned out. Also, I'm working on some of my own independent stuff. So it's more like organ theremin type music, as well as I think Night Chill will have some new stuff out soon. We've been, the thing is we keep going into lockdown. So we're practicing, we're getting really good at the new songs, and then we lock down, and then it's just been tough, but we have some that we're doing. Sure.
It is frustrating when that happens. Do you find, are you able to practice online the way we're speaking now?
No, there's a couple resources for that, but they're not very great. And you have to have really good equipment. So we went out and got like the boxes so we can record ourselves, and like we're supposed to be able to do it, but there's still like kind of a delay. So it like sucks for like drums or anything.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Oh, Jam Kazam.
Jam Kazam.
Maybe if everyone has it, it works. It like everyone has really great internet and it's a perfect day, it's gonna work. But
I like that. Great internet and a perfect day, because the internet is always moody.
You never know, right? Like, look at the weather we're having. You can't rely on it all the time.
No, you really can't. And it's funny, even with the best laid plans, sometimes there's a bit of lag, sometimes just all kinds of nonsense happens, But I personally cannot wait for lockdown to finish. I look forward to going to live shows again. So please let me know when Night Chill is performing. I'm there. Absolutely.
I will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I appreciate all your support.
Oh, my pleasure. You guys are amazing. And I'm so inspired by other artists who are able to create right now. I mean, and I know it's not easy every day. I mean, sometimes all I can do is wash my face and brush my teeth, wear the same pajamas 5 days in a row. there are other days that I'm capable of getting fully dressed like I am today. Like it comes and it goes, but to be able to wade through all of that crap and be able to be creative in any form is, it's life-saving, and it's important. And it's one of these things where I've had the pleasure of watching you grow and a lot of my fellow artists grow over the past year. I know for myself, I'm in a place that I didn't think I would be this time last year. I see a lot of people that I know who are learning new things and really going out of their comfort zone and punching above their weight, and it's paying off in untold ways.
For sure. I mean, I love what you're doing, because I think that's really great that you're highlighting what people are doing right now, and it helps to hear people's like processes and everything.
Thank you.
And also to not feel so bad. Like, I know for me, yeah, there's tons of days I can't do anything right now. And I know a lot of my friends, and I think that just the one thing we've been saying is like, all we have to do is get through this. You don't have to do anything. Like, there's no pressure to do anything.
Yeah. No, it's true. If you had one piece of sage advice to pass along to our viewers today, in your experience, what would you recommend to anybody who does feel the pressure?
That's really tough, because I think it's a different pill for everyone. For me, it's really tough because I battle really hard with, like, I would want to have a drink, or like I just want to numb. Like, my thing is to numb instantly. So for me, what has really helped me is I am into meditation, and just making myself meditate for 15 minutes a day. That's all. Like, yeah, just to calm my mind and reset everything. And I find it really works. Like, it helps me except that the other day I had a really crazy meditation.
Oh yeah.
Not always that great. Yeah.
Well, I mean, from what I've learned with meditation, sometimes your mind goes places that you weren't prepared to go. And sometimes it can be really intense, but I think having the discipline to be able to do that when you need it is very commendable. That's not an easy thing to do either.
Yeah. Yeah. And baths, like lots of baths. I'm like really big into bubble baths. So, and treating yourself, I've bought more like bubble baths than ever.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I found that, if you can, get in a shower or a bath, brush your teeth, do the basics, it makes you feel a little less, I don't know, trapped in it.
Yeah, it's really, especially with like Canadian winter. And I think for me also that would be like getting out. Yes, I think it's excellent advice. Getting out and going for a walk would also be a big one for me every day. And that's what Erie does. He gets me out, and we have to go, and he has to climb some trees. And I always feel like great after. But it's just hard when it's this much snow on the ground and you can't do that. And you have to bundle up. And
oh my gosh, is it ever, but good news, spring is in, I think, about 30 days on the calendar. Weather-wise, no, but psychologically, at least we have something to look forward to.
It's true. It's true. Look forward.
Yeah, look forward. And that's just it, and that's where, I love hearing everybody else's tips and tricks on how to maintain a certain sense of sanity, or how to keep going forward, because, for the first time in my life, at least, and probably most people's lives, we're experiencing a pain and a depression globally. We're all hurting in certain ways, in different ways that we never have and are not prepared for. For the first time ever, I need a therapist this year, and I have one. And I'm dealing with pandemic-related adjustment disorder and agoraphobia and all kinds of crazy bullshit. And I'm very transparent about it because it is a thing, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that it's a new thing, and I know a lot of people are dealing with a lot of new things, or heightened things that they've already been dealing with. And I think being able to hear from each person and kind of compare notes of, how are you surviving? How are you thriving? Like, it's very, very helpful. It's like the neighbors talking over the fence when we were kids.
No, I think it's been really good. And if something has come of it, I think that we're a lot more open about that sort of thing. Now, I'm a really emotional person, and for me, that has never been a quality or trait that anyone's really encouraged me to be in my whole life. It's just like to try and, because all my job, you can't be emotional. Like, you have to get through your day, and like you have to be able to do things. But I've really like been like, wow, I'm just like feeding on my emotional self right now. Like, I'm like letting it feel what it wants to feel, and there's no one around, and I can just like express it however I want. And it's just actually been like really kind of satisfying for me, like just to write music in that zone, and like just to get on the piano or the theremin and just let it all out. I've never done that, like where it's just been so unguarded and free. Like,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, it's so weird. Like, maybe nothing will come out of it, and I'm not like planning on putting that on an album, but it's just been very therapeutic to me to be able to foster that kind of side of myself. And it doesn't matter if I'm crying, because like no one's gonna know.
Oh yeah. And crying is so good for you. I'm a big fan of putting on a song that really, pushes all those buttons and crying it out, because it releases a lot of endorphins in you,
I
and
think so.
it frees you up. I mean, sometimes it can be a little hard to cry in public. I know I've learned how to cry with a mask on, and people don't really notice because you're covered up, and if you don't touch your face,
Right.
people don't think anything is going on. But I think, that whole act of catharsis that you're engaging in is wonderful. I mean, that is going to benefit you for years to come in ways untold.
I think so too. And I think like it sounds maybe a bit brutal, but I think like misery too can be a beautiful thing. Like, beautiful things can come of that period. So
Absolutely. There was I'm trying to remember his name. There was someone who quoted that
yeah, I
um,
agree, Jim.
something about being comfortable has ruined our art. Like, a lack of misery is ruining our art. And I can't remember who the artist is, and I will
That's
find it for next
interesting.
week. When I read it, I was like, you know what, you're right. That life is too easy right now. I mean, suffering fosters great art, although it doesn't have to all the time. It's very interesting to note that, to soothe your soul, very often you will create and purge and get things out of you that would never have come out otherwise.
Yeah, it's bittersweet. It's like sweet surrender. It's an interesting thing. I'm really kind of liking exploring it, but I'm really can't wait till it's done too.
Absolutely. Oh, I know. It's just, I have a love-hate relationship. Oh, maybe it was Tom Waits. I have a love-hate relationship with what's happening right now. I mean, part of me is very happy for the physical rest. But part of me is very excited to go back to being social and busy and always on the go, but I think at the same time, I can be happy at any point if I choose to. I just have to change my parameters for what happiness is, you know.
True.
And
True.
edibles are a great thing too. I have really been enjoying those before I go to sleep. You know, I can't say enough about CBD. It is a really great natural medicine that should be taken carefully. So definitely speak to your doctor or any professionals before you start going down that road. But again, taking care of ourselves and each other is so important. I had the coolest thing happen the other day, actually, and it's such a Mr. Rogers moment. I wasn't feeling very well. I felt run down, and my neighbor brought me oranges and left them on my doorknob.
That is so nice. In Toronto too. Like, you don't hear about that happening in Toronto a lot.
I'm getting goosebumps again. I almost cried. I was like, that is the sweetest, most neighborly thing ever. And you know what? Those oranges really helped. I needed the vitamin C.
Yeah, that's the thing. There has been some really sweet I also, when I was playing, when there were shows, I was playing live with House of Haunt too. So I'd play my small ceremony and play shows with them. And on Christmas Eve, they came and they did the actual caroling at my door with and they had an acoustic guitar and they sang and they stayed meters apart or whatever you're supposed to stay. And and it was just like the elation. It was like, it was beautiful because, I wasn't expecting it. And yeah, so there's been moments, and I think you appreciate them even more. It can be like a card. Like I got a card from the neighbor two doors down. I guess she follows me on Instagram, so she knew my name. but I was like, that's so nice, right?
That is really cool. That's a kind of human connection I don't think we really were experiencing very much prior to this pandemic. Like I have noticed a huge shift in people's value systems. You know. Oh, I love this. Yes.
Yes, they did do that.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. I want to make sure that I've showcased all the wonderful things about you that I want everyone to know. I mean, speaking of wonderful things, someone made this amazing fan art of you. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, she's amazing. I can't even believe, like, when I saw that, like, I don't know, I flipped my lid. I was just so stunned. Magdalena Sky is her name. Yeah, she's an incredible artist, tattoo artist. She also does tarot, which I'm totally into tarot. So I'm a fan of her videos. So that was cool.
Very, very cool. I'd want to make sure that we've covered everything, and I feel like we've had a pretty good chat. Guys, do you have any questions for Thea while she's here? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
You have one chance.
You have one chance, one opportunity.
That's it.
You can even ask.
Email me. I'm not my age, because you don't ask a lady that.
No, but you can ask her falafels or burgers. Chocolate or chips.
That's tough.
No,
that changed too during the pandemic. Like,
oh yeah,
I went from being a chip person to like being a sweets person. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I don't know.
Hey, you know what? One day I'm salty. The next day I'm salty. I mean, crunchy or sweet.
I get it.
But I'm always salty with a smile.
Exactly. I get it.
Oh my gosh, Thea, you have been such a treat to speak with today. And I know we can't have you for 3 hours because, at some point we all have to kind of do our thing and, eat dinner and all these wonderful things. But I truly hope that I can have you back on. I would love to have Night Chill, the band, together at some point.
I love that.
Because I think you're so wonderful, and you really are so kind and so grounded, and I think that's so important, and I love knowing you for that. Beyond your art, beyond all the things that you do, you're lovely. I know I'm gonna make you cry.
I told you I was emotional.
Don't ever let that go. I think it is possible to be emotional and professional at the same time. But, tapping into that side, it is necessary and it's important. And I'm always here for a chat if you want, on video, on text, whatever. I'm always here. I'm so glad that you got to be with us today and that, you got to play for us. That was really, really cool. I look forward to a theremin party.
Yeah, for sure. And thanks for doing all you do. I know how much you promote everything that's going on in Toronto and everything that's going on in Hamilton, everything that's going on locally and throughout the scene. So I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. It comes from a place of love and respect. I love watching you guys work hard, and I will always be there to celebrate you guys. You got it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Thea. Thank you so much for joining us today. I look forward to seeing you again in the future, to seeing what what happens with you and with Night Chill and everything else. Definitely keep me posted. I will happily share everything. And guys, again, go to Ghouly Gal on Instagram. Do I have that right? Ghouly Gal on Instagram.
Yeah.
To follow everything that Thea is doing, go to Nightchill at .bandcamp.com for all their music, and you can actually follow them on Instagram as well. And you can go to Nightchill Official on Facebook too. If you didn't catch any of this, you can always rewatch this on YouTube or reach out to me at Planet LIZZDOM across all of the platforms. So definitely,
thanks for watching, everyone. So
Yes, thank you all so much for coming out. I'm just checking to see if there's any other comments. Lots of great love, from everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, Thea. Thank you for joining me today as well. And I will definitely see you soon. Take care, okay?
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. I know it's kind of a crazy time. The weather is really bonkers. We're right in the thick of winter, but spring is coming, and things will move forward, and there will be good days and there'll be not so good days, but hopefully more good days than not. And again, guys, always remember, I'm just a DM away. I'm here for you, and I look forward to seeing you again next week on my favorite planet, Planet LIZZDOM. Take care, guys.